Welcome to another Chainlink update. Like always, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. And speaking of the daily Discord updates, yesterday we posted like a million of them because we had this huge drop and everybody was panicking. And I told you many times there's nothing to be worried about, at least not right now. And I mean, the support zone has been respected. As you can see, we got below the 50% extension of the third wave right here. And things are still looking good. We did not even get to the golden ratio level. We actually, as you can see, we reacted to the bull market support band and we were below it for a couple of minutes, but we got back above it and right now we are still above it. So yeah, I'm still watching for a fifth wave of this 1, 2, 3, 4 setup that we have on the chart. The chart did not turn into a diagonal. As you can see, the fourth wave did not get to the first wave price action, at least not yet. So we could see a bounce relatively soon, and like I said, the fifth wave should put us somewhere between, let's say, $34.93 and even $40 in a more bullish scenario. But honestly, all we need to do right now is get to about $35 to complete these 5 waves. Now, once we complete these 5 waves, I will be able to confirm that the second wave right here is actually in and that we are heading in a main third wave move to the upside. Now, why did this move happen? Why did Chainlink and the entire market drop this much? Well, first of all, Chainlink did not really drop that much compared to the other altcoins. Of course, it dropped from about $26 all the way down to like $15 in a matter of hours, but compared to some other altcoins, Chainlink is actually holding up quite well. It did not even get to the 50% extension. Well, actually, it did not get to the 0.618 expansion, and it's still looking good. So why did this drop happen? Well, it happened because of Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, Bitcoin dominance got a new cycle high yesterday, and this was actually very unexpected because in the previous 2 cycles, Bitcoin dominance never hit a new cycle high in February of a post-halving year. So this surprised everyone. Bitcoin dominance got to about 64%, and right now we are getting rejected. Finally, I mean, something is happening. Bitcoin dominance is down like, let's say, 3% since yesterday, and the top could be in. I mean, this situation that we're in right now is a bit weird because we had a cross on the bull market support band. Like I've told you many times, the red line went above the green line, and usually in the previous 2 cycles, for example, after we had a cross on the bull market support band, that pretty much confirmed that the top was in. And as you can see here, for example, we went sideways for about 48 days, and then after that it started, going down, and this is when Cardano and Chainlink and, for example, the entire altcoin market started their altcoin season. And the same thing happened in the cycle before that as well. We had a cross on the bull market support band. It took about 48 days for something to happen, and 48 days after the cross we started going down. But this cycle has been different because we had a cross on the bull market support band and we did not start dropping after 48 days. And I did tell you that it's kind of weird that we did not do that, and I think I understand why we didn't do that now. And I think the reason is that we are not in QE yet, and if you don't know what that means, well, you should probably Google it. And yeah, basically, if we are not in QE and we are still in QT, that means that Bitcoin dominance can still theoretically go up. And I mean, yeah, I don't really see it getting to 66%, but there is a chance of that happening if Ethereum just continues dropping. As you can see, yesterday, Ethereum had a huge drop, and this is where the altcoin market actually dropped. The altcoin market did not really drop because of Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin did not really do anything yesterday. Yes, it did get a drop from about $102,000 all the way down to like $92,000, but this is not a huge drop. We had a drop like this not even like a month ago, so yeah, I mean, Bitcoin was not at fault yesterday. The market actually dropped because of Ethereum, and I mean, Ethereum did not really need this drop, but as you can see, it reacted to the 0.618 support level again. So we should see a bounce relatively soon, in my opinion, if we actually want to stay bullish. Now, if you look at the Ethereum monthly returns chart, it's actually red so far, and this is very unusual because in the last 2 cycles, Ethereum was actually green, and it was green, I mean, a lot. As you can see, in 2017, for example, it was green like 6 months in a row, and these numbers were looking very good. And even in 2021, as you can see, it was green for about 4 months in a row, and during that time it went up quite a lot. So the fact that we have 2 red months already on the Cardano, well, not Cardano, the Ethereum chart already, I mean, that is kind of weird, and it's definitely going to be interesting to see what happens with this coin in the next couple of months. Now, why am I talking about Ethereum? Well, because if Ethereum drops, then Chainlink will drop with it. So, I mean, yeah, you kind of need to know that right now. And I mean, Chainlink, it's not oversold on the daily chart, unlike some other altcoins, which is okay because at the end of the day, I mean, we did not really drop that much. And actually, this fourth wave move to the downside can be able to, be considered complete right now because it is an ABC structure, so it kind of needs to be in. And if it is in, we should get 5 waves up relatively soon, and that should put us, like I said, at about $35. Now, I was talking about the Bitcoin dominance chart. We got to about 64%. And I mean, this top right here actually looks very similar to the top that we had right here. Now, in the previous cycle, 4 years ago, this top actually happened in January of 2021. So that's why I didn't think that it could happen again, because we did not do this in January, but I guess we wanted to do this anyways, and we did it in February. And honestly, I mean, if this is the top that we had in the previous cycle, and if it is just the exact same thing, we should start dropping like this very, very soon. As you can see here, for example, we also had a big fake out just like we had right now. And then everybody was thinking, yeah, it's gonna start going down. And then all of a sudden it went up and it got a new cycle high, just like it did right here. So yeah, this was just a big fake out and everybody fell for it, myself included. So I thought the top was in. I didn't think that we would get another high, but turns out I was wrong. So there's that. Now that's not really bearish because if you look at this chart, I mean, if it went higher, that means it's only going to drop more, and that's actually very bullish. So there's still nothing to worry about right now, in my opinion. Things are still looking pretty good to me. Now I have to move this trend line right here so it looks a bit better, and it's something like this. And yeah, this means that we will most likely drop even more in the altcoin season, and that could mean that the next altcoin season will be the biggest altcoin season yet. And I know people are starting to give up on that, and they are starting to give up on the altcoin season idea, but trust me, that's when the altcoin season usually starts. It starts when everybody starts giving up on the altcoins. So, for example, here, nobody was caring about the altcoin market. Nobody, cared about what ADA was doing. They did not care about Chainlink. They did not care about any other altcoins. And why is that? Well, it's because Bitcoin dominance was at cycle highs. And of course, after Bitcoin dominance started dropping, this is when most people got into crypto, and this is when most people actually started buying altcoins. The best time to buy altcoins is when Bitcoin dominance is at cycle highs, for example, right now. Now, that's not financial advice, but so far it has worked out perfectly for me. I, bought altcoins when Bitcoin dominance was literally up here. And after that, as you can see, we had this huge drop where Bitcoin dominance dropped like 7%. And during that time, some of my altcoins went up like 300 to 400%. So imagine what happens when Bitcoin dominance drops from like 64% all the way down to like 40% to test the trend line right here. I think that's going to happen in the next year. And once that starts, I think the altcoins will have a huge move to the upside. And that would be the perfect time, at least on the Chainlink chart, to start the third wave right here. And this is the third wave of this 1-2 setup that we started all the way back in June of 2023 after getting the bear market low. And the minimum target for this third wave is at about $105. Now I know from where we're at right now, that's only a 5x. However, if you bought down here when I was telling you to buy, because this would have been a good time to buy, because at the end of the day, the price reacted to the 0.618 support level. Now, of course, that was not financial advice. I never give you financial advice. I just tell you what I do. And yeah, if you bought down here at like $9, I think you would be pretty happy with even like $60 by the end of the cycle. But like I was telling you earlier, the minimum target for the third wave is at about $105. And then even after that, even if we get to about 105,000 in the third wave, we still need a fourth wave and a fifth wave move up if we want to, stay bullish for the next cycle, because these 5 waves will actually complete a first wave of this third wave move to the upside. And if you look at this chart from a monthly perspective or a weekly perspective, this is the third wave of this 1-2 setup. And yeah, of course, in this cycle, we will only complete the first wave of this third wave. And like I said, I cannot even confirm that we will be able to complete 5 waves, but if we complete 5 waves in this cycle, then the next bear market should be an ABC structure, which is going to be very, very deep. And then after that, we should get a third wave of the third wave. Now, of course, don't put don't get your hopes too high, and definitely don't think about that much into the future, because that might not happen, and maybe we will not form 5 waves in the cycle. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, Chainlink is still looking very good. If you look at the RSI on the weekly chart, it's currently at 53. So the RSI has cooled off quite a lot, and the price is only down like not even like $11, but we are no longer overbought on the weekly, which is good, because if we actually want to get to like $100 in the third wave, we cannot really afford to be overbought already. So the fact that we are not overbought is actually very, very bullish. And if you look at the monthly chart, it's looking even better. The RSI is at like 58. We have not been overbought since the last bull market, so this is very, very bullish in my opinion. And I still believe that Chainlink and the other altcoins will start going up when Bitcoin dominance actually starts going down again. But like I said, until we don't end QT, we might just do absolutely nothing. So I think QT might end in March. So if we do not end it in February, then I think the altcoin market could continue going sideways for the entire month. And I don't really want to see that, but it's a possibility and you have to be aware of that. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts, and if you want access to our daily Discord updates. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.